Now, the federal government has announced a new $66 billion rescue package to tackle the financial fallout from coronavirus. It's on top of the previous package and emergency banking measures, with total stimulus now equivalent to 10% of Australia's GDP, or $189 billion. The measures increase support for small business and also provide a big boost to most welfare recipients. All right. Let's get the information straight from the horse's mouth. Federal Treasurer Josh Frydenberg. A lot of questions, Treasurer, about this. Let's get stuck into it. You've effectively doubled the job seeker payment, used to be called New Start. Who qualifies for the extra $550 a fortnight? So that's a total of $1,100 a fortnight, is it?
Well, you'll get that $550 in full if your income has fallen below $1,075 a fortnight. So that's important for the sole traders and the casual workers who are watching your show, who may have seen their hours worked or their income fall as a result of the coronavirus. They'll now be able to get that $550 a fortnight in full. And of course, we've also announced a $750 cash payment, a second one to more than 5 million Australians as well.
The job seeker payment, is that assets tested or is it family income tested?
Well, what we have done is remove the assets test. We've also reduced removed the waiting periods, but we have maintained the income test, namely that $1,075 a fortnight. So if you're earning
for
under
the individual,
individual.
For example, if you're married or in a household, it's not combined family or household income test.
There are some slight variations around combined family incomes, but essentially what we have tried to do is get as much money out the door to those people who have either been stood down, who have lost their job, or have seen their hours worked or their income reduced as a result of the coronavirus. Now,
small businesses will receive cash payments up to $100,000 plus up to a $250,000 unsecured loan. Let's break those down into two pieces. The $100,000 plus cash payment, how has that worked out? Are you saying you're going to pay our BAS?
Well, effectively, the small business needs to do nothing. That will just work through the existing tax system, and the tax office will automatically put that money into the small business's bank account. Well, it's based on what the wages bill is, and as you know, small businesses withhold tax equivalent to the size of their wages bill for the tax office, and we're going to give you up to $100,000 of that. Minimum payment is $20,000, and importantly as well, we've now opened that program to around 30,000 not-for-profit organisations and charities who also employ people, also have a wages bill, but now will also get the support up to $100,000.
So it's based on your instalment activity statement that comes through.
It's based on your wages bill, and that's obviously an encouragement for small businesses to keep people on. Now, when it comes to those loans that you referred to, we've partnered with the banks and the other lenders to go on a 50-50 risk-sharing arrangement where you'll get a 3-year loan up to $250,000, no interest payments for the first 6 months, and that's all about building that bridge to the recovery phase, Kochi, and that's really important.
Really good for cash flow. You've also relaxed access to superannuation. $10,000 tax-free this financial year, another $10,000 tax-free if you want it after July 1. Money in the pocket. A lot of critics saying, oh, this will spark a run on superannuation funds and they'll have to sell their shares at this low price in panic times, which is bad news.
Well, let me make it very clear. Treasury estimate that this will put around $27 billion into the economy as a result of this measure, and the superannuation funds last year had $300 billion in cash. So this is not about forcing them to sell any assets. They have that cash available. This is less than 1% of the $3 trillion in superannuation, and the prudential regulator, Kochi, has told us that this won't have a negative impact on the industry overall. You've also got a situation currently where people can access for hardship. For example, if they're going to lose their home, they can access super. So you've already got that system. Normally you would pay around 22% tax on taking money early out of super. We've made that tax-free. This is really important for your viewers. This is important for the sole trader or for the casual who has seen their hours work or their income reduced by 20% or more since the 1st of January this year. They'll just have to make a simple declaration to the Australian Tax Office, and then the Tax Office will pass it on to their super fund, and that money will get into that person's bank account.
That's fabulous. Thank you for your time and for explaining this so clearly. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, so...
That's fascinating and helping so many small businesses, which is obviously so many employees as well.
Access to cash pretty well immediately. Don't go away. A Sunrise Health Alert is next. The big surge in patients swapping a trip to the doctor for an online prescription. How to avoid the waiting room when we return.